Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your August bonus reading. This is going to be where you will be in the next year reading. And so we're just going to jump right in here and get started. This first part of the reading we're going to look at is going to be where you will be in the next 6 months. Then we're going to clarify, and that will be where you will be 1 year from now. And this is a timeless reading, so it is meant to find you whenever you find it. Doesn't matter. And at the end, we're also going to pull your top 5 themes that you could be dealing with over the next year. So let's see here. I love this. The sun and the star to me is fame and fortune. It does not mean, obviously, that you will become famous, but it's really just, that combination to me is amazing for getting attention on something. So if you want like a raise or a promotion, it's amazing for getting a raise or promotion at work through getting positive attention. Same thing in love, and everything else that you can possibly imagine. You start off here with this 4th house card, and it says home on it, obviously. So I feel that currently, I feel this is, I know this is meant to represent where you will be in 6 months, but I kind of feel like this is your current energy at the moment. I feel like you could be a little bit of a homebody. I don't really see this as a bad thing at all. It looks to me like your social life is actually picking up here as well, because you have the 3 of Cups in the first row, but you also go 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups, the Sun. And like I said, the Sun is really a card of attention, especially when it comes up with, the Star card. And I don't care that the 9 of Swords is there. Pretty much everyone has had a good mix of the good and the bad over this next 6 months and year, right? And I feel like that's life in general, right? I don't think everything is always sunshine and rainbows and stuff like that. I also, again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think you have this full moon in Taurus. I think with Uranus and Taurus, it's kind of like we're in the squeeze. I think we're being pushed through some pressure, and this is meant to kind of push us towards something much better. I personally believe a much brighter future. But again, we're kind of going through the squeeze right now. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But again, that does not mean you're going to be suffering for the next year. I've had a lot of comments on the other videos, people saying, like basically giving up. I'm like, the readings have been really positive, really good. It's like, yeah, there's been some challenges, but that doesn't make like the whole thing bad, right? And so I want to stress that here, Libra. Definitely some good stuff coming. In this row, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which you always get with me, the Page of Pentacles, and the 3 of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness and focusing on your resources. So for a lot of you, I feel you are very resourceful. And again, not to keep flipping back and forth here, but going this way, Queen of Pentacles to the 2 Cups to the Star, that to me says that you have some sort of resource, but probably like a talent, gift, skill, or ability that could be increasing your resources. So if you want money, this to me can kind of represent a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, or just something you're not using. I don't know if it's hidden or you're just not using it, Libra. I don't know. You know the answer. I don't know the answer. You do. And what I would say here is that I feel that this is saying there's something that you can do that could be monetized, maybe that could lead to money, but it could be any type of resource as well, Libra. It could be love. Maybe you want more love, and maybe there's something that you're not, putting out into the world, or maybe it has to do with a belief about yourself, or whatever the case may be. Again, you're gonna have to figure it out. The reason I say you're gonna have to figure it out is because of 2 things here. Number 1, the Page of Pentacles, which is all about learning, but you also have the Hermit. I love that you have the Hermit, and then right next to it, you have the Star. We'll explain that in a second, but to me, that is super positive. I love when they show up, those 2 cards show up right next to each other in that direction, going Hermit to Star, not the other way around, right? But the Page of Pentacles is all about learning. I feel like you're getting a lot of information coming at you during this time as well. So, whenever you're watching this video, I feel it's kind of like an information collection period. You also have the 3 of Cups. You could be getting information from people around you, and I feel you're kind of making some decisions. I kind of see these just random opportunities coming in for some of you. Obviously, this isn't going to resonate with all of you, but I feel for some of you, you could be getting like the most random opportunities, and you're the only sign that has had this, where it's like maybe your aunt or your cousin or something is like, hey, why don't you come live with me in some other country or in some other state or something like that. I get kind of like random things popping into my head, but I literally feel you would be saying to yourself, that's a random opportunity. But I also feel that you are considering these random opportunities that are coming your way. And I see a lot of them. It's not just one thing or the other. So again, you're the only sign that has had something about kind of random opportunities. For a lot of you, I feel these opportunities are coming from your community or just the people around you. Again, 3 Cups is your community, but it could be family. It could be people you're close to. Take it how it resonates. But I really feel this energy of kind of things popping into your life that you maybe didn't consider, but when they happen, I feel like you're like, I could do that. And I don't know, it's good for some reason. Next, you have this full moon in Taurus. It says your dreams need a practical plan. Everybody needs to be practical right now with Uranus and Taurus. I feel Uranus and Taurus really rewards long-term practical plans, right? So you have some sort of dream that you've been working towards. I feel there have been disappointments in the past to you accomplishing the dream, whatever it is. You have the 2 of Cups there. 2 of Cups, could be love, but it doesn't have to be. 2 of Cups can be you and your higher self, and it can also be the connection between you and your heart, what your heart wants. So I feel like your heart has been broken on some plans. Doesn't have to be love, Libra. It could be a plan to start a business, a plan to start your next company, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. But I feel like your heart has been broken in the past. I kind of don't see this as necessarily a second chance. I feel this is more of a continuation with the 2 of Cups here and the Hermit. I feel maybe if something didn't work out for you, if your heart was broken based off of some plans that were broken in the recent past, I feel within 6 months' time, it's almost as if you're kind of picking up where you left off. But it's a little bit different because the Hermit really says you've earned something. What you have to realize about the Hermit is he's gone through a rite of passage. It's considered a rite of passage. A rite of passage, it's not really a test from the universe, but it's kind of like going through something difficult so that you can earn a reward or an award or, whatever. And so I feel you've gone through that, and it's almost like you had to go through this to be able to get whatever this is right here. The 2 of Cups is your center card. The center card to me is the most important card in the 9-card spread. So this to me is you and your higher self. A lot of you could be matching up with or vibrating with your higher self, whatever you want to call it, or you could just be moving more towards things that you actually want to accomplish in your life or have wanted to accomplish for some time. So that's kind of what I get here with the 2 of Cups. Again, for some of you, there could be love coming in for sure. And again, the 3 of Swords, I feel like is just talking about like the fact that things have been have led to a heartbreak in the past. Doesn't have to be love, like I said. This could be pretty much anything. Next, at the end here, you have this never-ending story. I feel a never-ending story is coming to an end, right? And that's a good thing. You have the Sun and the Star. You do have the 9 of Swords, which 9 of Swords is a never-ending story. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. 9 of Swords is having a nightmare, waking up, and being stuck in a nightmare, right? But with the 9 of Swords, we have a choice. The 9 of Swords, I always say, is a card of choosing whether or not you're the bug or the windshield. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I feel for some of you that you are bringing a never-ending story to an end, obviously, which is a good thing. So again, you have the Sun, the 9 of Swords, and the Star card here. The 9 of Swords, you have a choice, like I said. The 9 of Swords, you can see here, there's a person hitting another person with a sword down there in that bottom corner. And it kind of says you have a choice. You can be the person with the sword, or you can be the person getting hit by the sword. I feel like the choice is pretty simple for you here, Libra. I would choose to be the one with the sword, right? Doing the hitting, right? Not the other way around. But I feel this is also talking about a temporary situation. I find it interesting that kind of on a very down and dirty, simple tarot level, the 3 of Swords and the 9 of Swords are both meant to represent a temporary situation. So whatever this never-ending story has been, I feel obviously you have the Sun here, which is the best card in the deck, so a lot of happiness coming in for you. I feel there's a lot of support from people around you. Horses in the tarot represent like assistants or guides or people who can help you get ahead. Could be anything. This baby is also meant to be holding this banner right here. And it's meant to look like a heavy banner, but it's also meant to look like something that he is carrying very easily. It's not a struggle for him to carry that banner. So that's popping into my head, that meaning of the card. And I feel like you're becoming much stronger at this time as well with the Sun. You also have the Star, and like I said, the Sun and the Star together are fame and fortune. With the Hermit having the Hermit and then the Star, the Hermit has the Star in his lantern right there, and you have the Star right here. 9 times out of 10, what happens is I get the Star, then the Hermit, and I'm always telling people in readings, if you get the Star and the Hermit, it says you need to open up, you need to reveal something, which we were talking about with that Queen of Pentacles, revealing a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, or kind of using it to your best advantage. And What I would say here is I feel like you are doing it, which is good. So there's really no reason to go on and on about it because I feel like you're revealing something to the world. And this is clearly a good thing. I do feel love here if you want it. It could be a Leo coming in for you. It could be any sign. Leo definitely stands out to me. Could also be an Aquarius or someone with Aquarius in their chart if you want love. But you're not going to find this person at home, Libra. You're going to have to get out into the world. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Hangman. You know, it's funny because the Hangman actually came up in reverse. I'm going to show you this, Libra. In reverse, it almost looks like he is dancing. You know, when he shows up in reverse, it is kind of considered to be positive because it could say that he is finally moving forward. To me, when the Hangman comes up in reverse, sometimes I feel like he's, you know, putting on a show because he's dancing. It's almost like he's trying to do something that doesn't involve this, which is thinking, gathering your thoughts, which we said at the beginning, and gaining enlightenment. You have the sun and the star. I'm not saying you're wasting time or anything like that, but it can kind of represent putting on a show. What I would say here is I feel like you know exactly what you need to do at this time, so I would like get moving towards it. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Four Swords. A lot of Four Swords showing up. It's funny that this fourth house card, it kind of has a stained glass window, just like on the Four Swords. You can see it kind of looks like a stained glass window here. And then on the Four Swords, you have the stained glass window right here. There's a person who's receiving blessings in that stained glass window. I feel a lot of your blessings, or you will be receiving a lot of blessings from your community or family. You know, these could be living opportunities, like I said earlier. Could be anything, but intuitively kind of feel there are blessings coming in for you from family. With the Three of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Solid offers coming in for you here. A lot of opportunity. It's crazy to me, now that I think about it, that every single sign has had the Ace of Pentacles. It makes perfect sense because, again, we have Uranus and Taurus. And Uranus and Taurus wants us to kind of value our values, right? It's like if you have something that you value, could be anything. It's like, do you value it? You know, I told a story the other day. I was sitting in my car in like some traffic, and I was starting to be like, I hate traffic. But then I was like, well, at least I have a car. You know, I started to just say, no, I need to be grateful for the fact that I'm not riding my stupid ass around on a horse, right, everywhere, because then it would take me hours to get everywhere. So a little bit of traffic, not that big of a deal, right? And I don't know, it popped into my head. It was like one of those moments where when that happened, it popped into my head as being very important for everyone. So, you know, sometimes I feel that with the Ace of Pentacles that it kind of looks like it's all about I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, I feel like it's important to be grateful for the kind of like the opportunities that we have, because I think we're just going to attract more positive opportunities, and you know, I feel more people need to do it for whatever reason, right? But where I was going with that is it's like my car is something I value. It's like if I'm sitting there complaining about traffic, then the universe is going to be like, well, you don't value this, so you know, I'm going to get rid of it for you, right? So that's why I think we need to be kind of like nurturing the things that we value. With the Three of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. I would definitely cut any liar, cheater, stealer out of your life, period, point blank, plain and simple, right? Especially with those two cards. To me, never-ending story, right? If you are dealing with love, I don't do love, I don't care about it, right? Who cares? But what I would say here is if you are dealing with a person who, you know, comes, you know, back from their mama's house on their hands and knees begging, maybe they brought pizza, I don't care, take the pizza, kick them out, right? Plain and simple, because I feel this person is not going to change. Never-ending story. I would be very careful of that. With the Two of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is the truth. Some of you could be getting the truth on a situation like this. For others, there is a major victory. I would also argue that having these two aces, the sun and the star, in both diagonals, look at this, right? Going this direction, two aces to the sun. Going this direction to the star. This to me is laser-like focus. Sometimes I feel like that Ace of Swords just says, when you zero in on one thing and make it happen, it will happen. So and again, I feel it's a heart-based thing, or you know, it's something that your higher self is guiding you to, maybe through dreams or daydreams or whatever. But you know, again, here, that full moon Taurus, your dreams need a practical plan. You have some dreams. They need to be brought back down to earth. Literally, the astrology, Uranus and Taurus, literally what we're supposed to be doing right now. And if we do it, you will be handsomely, handsomely rewarded. I keep telling people, it's like, Really, I believe in the future, there's going to be switch. You know how everyone talks about the 1%? Trust me, it's going to be like 60-40, right? There are just always going to be people who don't want money, plain and simple. That'll be the 40%, right? But I believe that we're moving towards a much more abundant time where it's going to be like 60% are actually, living in abundance, right? But again, I feel that we have to like nurture our values, number one. We have to live our truth, and we also have to kind of have a practical plan for how we're going to get there, right? And if you're like saying to yourself, Chris, I want to launch a rocket out of my backyard. I'm like, well, okay, there's, if you think it's impossible, there's a documentary on Hulu, right? I think it's Hulu. I think it's called Rocket Man. It's about a guy who thinks the earth is flat. Doesn't matter. Stupid idea, number one. Number two, he launches a rocket, basically in the middle of the desert to prove the earth is flat. It's like, if he can do it, you can do it. Plain and simple, right? With the Hermit, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. It's like, I think you need to realize if you are, especially with the sun and the star, if you're looking at examples of what you want to do, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, maybe you're looking at all the YouTubers and you're like, oh my God, they're like way better than me. I would say, no, it's like we're all YouTubers are just normal people, right? So I would be careful of putting people on a pedestal or thinking that they don't have problems or thinking that they knew what they were doing. Again, I kind of get that feeling here of thinking that you need to know some information that you don't need to know. What I mean by that is it's like nobody knows what they're doing. That's a secret of life, right? It's like, do you think Elon Musk knew what he was doing before he did all the stuff that he did? I doubt it. Highly doubt it, right? Do you think, anyone who's done anything knows what they're doing? No, trust me. As someone who never knows what he's doing, I can barely put my shoes on in the morning, right? It's like, I'm a living example. Let's go. With the Sun, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands, you taking the lead, making things happen. So yeah, I feel like a year from now, you're really taking the lead. I feel like you're kind of almost stepping into a whole new world. You can see he's got that world in his hands. He's standing in a castle, so he's kind of where he has always been. He needs to leave a comfort zone. I feel a little bit of that from you, like a year from now, where it's kind of like, still hesitating, but I feel like things are greatly improved, so I love that. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, do not regret this. I'm telling you right now, you have something inside of you that you want to do. Whatever it is, and it could be anything. Maybe you want to become a parent, right? It doesn't have to be something that makes money with the Queen of Pentacles. She has resources to give. Love is a resource, right? If you have children, obviously you can give it to your children. So, this could be anything. Maybe you have a project inside of you, something that you want to do. Clearly, I would do it. With the Star, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, things changing quickly for you as well. So I kind of like this for you, and I feel like there are just good things coming in for you in general. So love it. Pretty simple reading. No reason to drag it out. We're going to pull 5 tea leaf fortune cards, and we're just going to see what are the 5 main themes that you could be dealing with over the next year. And let's see. You have this fair woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde or gray hair. Again, in these general readings, I don't attach gender to my card, so you could just be dealing with a person who is a fair person. Plain and simple. I'm actually going to clarify. I've been clarifying all the people cards that show up in this deck. So you have this diamond card. It says you will be receiving a precious gift. And you have the sun. It says happiness and well-being. It's definitely an amazing reading. It's crazy. All 3, the readings, again, have been a little bit not so great. All 3 air signs had amazing readings, so clearly it's a good time for you over the next year, you air signs. But this is amazing. So I feel this could be a person bringing gifts. It could also just be happiness coming in for you in general. You also have this ear card. It says good news on it. You have the Page of Pentacles with that Ace of Swords. It's kind of like going back and forth. This is good news. Is it not good news? Well, here you go. There's definitely some good news coming in for you here. I just feel like you're going to be hearing a lot. Again, I get a lot of these like random opportunities popping into my head, and I would be taking advantage of them if I were you. Like, again, maybe your cousin, or I don't know, I feel like it's a family member. It's like, hey, why don't you come move over here or something. I feel like it's like, if that happens to you, I feel like it's super helpful. I feel like it could like open up a whole world of possibilities, so I'd take advantage of that. Same thing, it's like, same thing if you have a job, right? If your boss comes to you and is like, hey, we want to move you to California because, we're opening a new place out there or whatever, I would go. I feel this is one of those readings that's saying there could be some random opportunities, but that's exactly what you should be going for. You have this August card. For some of you, I feel this could be a person that's coming in for you here. And here you go. It says casket. Someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Probably a lion Leo that's leaving your life, right? So if you've been dealing with a lying Leo, then I feel this person could be leaving your life, plain and simple. And I just feel August is saying that that's when they were born. They could be closer also to the Virgo side of things as well. Next, you have the vase. It says a secret admirer. Definitely new love available to you. Page of Pentacles. And you do have some good love stuff here. 2 of Cups, Star. And even the Ace of Pentacles is a card of marriage. So, I'm not saying you're going to get married in the next year, unless you're already planning on getting married, of course. But what I would say is that you could be meeting a person that could lead to marriage. And finally, you have this horseshoe. It says, good luck. Damn, Libra. It's a very good reading. So I love this reading for you. A lot of good stuff coming up for you. It's like finally something is coming to an end as well that's been difficult in this last row. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.